Welcome back, guys. My name is Austin from awfulmedia.com, and this is part 9 of the Making a Simple Game in Unity tutorial series. Now, in this part, we're going to be looking at adding a few sound effects into our game world. Now, as I have to be somewhere here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to make this one short. The past videos were about 40 minutes long. This one, I will try to keep it around 10. So the first thing, where do we want sound effects for now? For now, I want a sound effect whenever we run into a token or whenever we run into a goal. Now, you may also add one for when you die, and that would make sense, but I only made 2 sound effects, so that's what we're going to do. Now, I made these in Audacity in 2 seconds with my mouth, so they are pretty fantastic. As you can see, that's the coin pickup sound, and then the wind sound is okay. And that's what we're going to be doing. Now, playing back sound effects kind of gets a lot of new people stuck. I see that quite a bit. And it's because it's not as straightforward as a lot of the stuff is. But once you understand what is required and what you have to do that, it'll make a lot of sense. So first of all, when I bring these sound effects in, there's one thing I want to do. I don't want these sound effects to play based on their location. And that means if these sound effects are 3D and I play it on this token sound effects will be quieter than this token sound effect. That's because it is further away from the camera. The camera is the player, or our ears in the world, right? So if this had a sound effect and this had a sound effect, it would play it relative to that to the camera and then to this to the camera, this one being louder. Also, we're playing it off of the player. We're not going to be placing any sound effects on individual objects. There's no reason to, for now at least. We will just store a bunch of sound effects on our player object and then access them based on what we want. First of all, since our player class has become more than just the player movement class, and that's fine, we can just make it into a general player class, so all the stuff relative to the player will be in that class. I'll open that up, make sure I change the class name as well, because it makes no sense to call this player movement anymore, as it is just all the stuff that relates to the player, not just relates to the player's movement. So the first thing we want to do is I want to store all of these audio clips into an array. We'll have multiple audio clips stored within a single variable, then access them based on an index depending on the audio that we want to play back. Now, before we do that though, audio clips to be played back need an audio source on the object that the audio clips are being played back from. Audio source is what it sounds like it is. It is the source of the audio, where it will control different properties of the audio, and wherever the audio source is the point in space the 3D audio will be played from. But like I said, we don't want 3D audio, so I went into my audio clip. All I did was drag these in from after I saved them in Audacity. I drug them in, dropped them into my assets folder, went up here and unchecked 3D sound. I did not change anything else. So on coin pickup, I will do that as well. Uncheck that, and there we go. Make sure I apply that. So our player will require an audio source component. To do that, I will go to Add Components. I already have audio typed in here, and I will go to Audio Source. And there's a bunch of stuff here. We're not going to be looking at any of this really, because I'm not going to be playing a default audio clip from the audio source. We will not be playing on Awake though, so I will uncheck that. And if you are into audio, you may understand what a lot of this stuff is. A lot of it's normal stuff like volume and pitch, but we're not going to be looking at any of that right now. So what I want to do is go into my player class, and we're going to set up an audio clip array. This will be public. Now we've used arrays quite a bit, and I'm sure you've seen how useful they are for a lot of things, but this is one of those things it's really useful for. And I'll call it an audio clip just like that. Make sure you have the audio type, followed by the 2 square brackets, and then the name. Now I can come into Unity again, go back to my player, hide the audio source, And now under our player class, we'll see an audio clip array. I have 2 audio clips. I'll set that to 2. Coin pickup will be an index 1, and the wind sound will be an index 2. And that's how you do that. Now we have to reference those sound effects. I'm going to set up a method to handle all of the sound effect playback for the player. And that's going to be something like void play sound. And we will pass one parameter to this so we can reference a specific audio clip whenever we call this method. And that'll be an integer. And I'll just call that clip. The integer because we will be referencing the index of an array. Remember, arrays are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is associated with the actual content of said array. Right? So if I was to say play audio or play sound 1, and I pass that through what we're going to do here, that would play the sound from the first or from number 1 index in that audio clip array. Goes 0, 1, so that would be the wind sound, right? Next thing we have to do is access the audio source. The way we do that is through a pre-set up audio reference. So audio will reference that just like rigid body references the audio or references the rigid body component. Audio does the same thing for us. Then I will go through that and set the clip that we want to play. The clip that we want to play is the clip that we're passing to this method. So I'll say audio.clip is equal to, and now we will grab our array of sounds. So I want to say audio clip, not that one. That is the class. This is our variable, our array. I will select that one, add the curly braces, and then pass the integer that we sent to play sound. And now all we have to do to play the audio clip that is assigned to this audio source, because now all we did was assign the audio clip of whatever 0 or 1 we passed to the audio clip array to the clip of the audio source on the player on the player object. Now to play whatever one's assigned, I'll do audio.play. And that's that. So now to play a sound effect, I want to play a sound effect when we hit the token. So I will do audio, or not audio, play sound, our method, play sound, and then pass it the integer of the index that we want to play. Oh, that's what that was. And the first one for the token is 0, because it is the first one in the audio array. Hit Control S. Now see what audio, or what errors we have to fix here. And no errors, that's great. If I click play, go out here and do this now. Ba-doo. Hear that? Ba-doo, when I hit that. I hope you can hear the sound effects. If you can't, then I'm recording it incorrectly. But if you can't, just know they are actually working. So that one did that, and this one should do the same Ba-doo. Thing. Ba-doo. Ba-doo. Okay. And that was pretty simple. Now the next thing I want to do is play a sound effect whenever we win. And we win whenever we hit the goal. Now see how easy this is to play a sound effect now? As long as I assign that sound effect to that array, I can reference it with the play sound method. And that takes all the work out of it. So if you're not doing sound effects like this and you're wondering how to make it a bit more modular, make it a bit more simple, this is a way to start doing that. This isn't the best way, I'm not saying that, but it is a good way to start. So play sound 1. So now I want to hit the goal, assuming I can make it that far. I will go through this token to grab that. And then now, just really quick, I can back up and go back into it, and it plays the sound effects again. So in the windscreen, though, I shouldn't be able to move anyway. The spike shouldn't be moving, and the enemy should not be moving. And the way we can fix that really quick is we can set the time multiplier. Now, everything that's animated or lerping, or like smoothly transitioning from position A to position B, or based on time.delta time, we can freeze that by setting our time scale, which is the time multiplier. Take time, multiply it by 0, time is stopped, right? So we can do that by saying when we hit the goal, go through our time class, find the time scale, and set it to 0f. That will stop time from existing. Click play, grab this guy, grab this guy, and run into this. Now watch. Everything stops. The audio still plays as the audio is not based on the time class. But everything stops. I cannot move my player. The spikes do not animate, and the enemy does not patrol. But if I were to continue, everything's still frozen, and that's not good. So I can fix that by, we'll grab this right here, and I will say, I'll go to my game manager, and whenever I load the next level, we'll set my time.timescale to 1. I'll take this, copy that, because now we also have to set it for whenever we quit the game, so when we come back later, the timescale isn't 0 still. So I'll do that whenever we go to the load level, or to the main menu level. Just like that. Go back into here, click play. I will run into this. Then hit quit, go new game, and do it all again. Notice the time did not freeze when I started this level. Do that. Hit continue, and the time is going as it should. And that's all there's going to be in this part. It was quick, but we learned sound effects, and we learned a simple way to pause your game and restart it, right? Restart the time. And that's all I have time for, though. So thank you for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Google+, subscribe to Awful Media if you like these videos. If you do like them, also be sure to like them. Check out awfulmedia.com. You can download the files from this tutorial series, the whole asset package from this series on awfulmedia.com. So be sure to go there and check it out. Go to awfulmedia.com/forum to ask me some questions about these tutorials or just talk with me, whatever. My name's Austin. I'll see you next time.